Imagine that you are a faculty member at a top tier computer science research university, and you are expected to keep your thumb on the pulse of new information coming into your area of expertise. But that causes a problem. And what is that problem? Well, here on Quoria, they estimate that 1.3 million articles were published in 2006. And I think it's safe to say that that number grows with every year that we move forward. As the population is increasing, that means the number of researchers out there are also increasing. And if we assume that there are 40 different areas of study, let's assume there's 40 different areas of study, one of which is computer science, then we could say 1,346,000 divided by 40. So we can estimate about 20,000 articles are published in my field, or our imagined field of expertise. And so it's every year. And so it's a ridiculous notion that I or like a professor would have their thumb on that pulse, and that they would know everything that's coming out on a yearly basis. And so there are different types of article readings, right? So there's the first type. Let's go ahead and bring up an article first of all, so that we can use it as an example. So here is an article, and so the first reading would be just to read the titles, right, and see if there are any that are specific to my area of expertise that I should know about, or that includes something that I am wrestling with that can provide a tool for me in my studies. Right? What's the second what's the second type of reading? It's to go ahead and read the abstract and say, okay, what is this paper exactly about? What is their purpose? What is their point? What have they tried to prove? What type of new information are they putting forth? And then what's the third type of reading is to narrow down or isolate an article that is relevant to you, and then to actually get into it and to begin to read it and truly understand the arguments that they're presenting, and the undiscovered fact or the proof that they have come up with. Right? And so this is a borrowed activity. Or the next activity we're going to do is we're going to use the electronic colloquium on computational complexity database. And if you go ahead and do a search, you can see there's a lot of different computer science databases out there. But this is the one that we're going to use. And so if you go ahead and click on that, it'll take you here, and you can search for some area of study in computer science, and matrix multiplication is one that Dr. Umans mentioned during his presentation, and trying to set or come up with some kind of a mathematical trick where you can lower the time complexity of an algorithm that executes a matrix multiplication. So let's go ahead and search that. And you can see there's a whole bunch of them out here, right? And so this activity is borrowed from the SURF program, and one of the first things that they have their students do is they have them dive into a database and to search up different areas of study, look at some of these articles, and do a light reading of 150 articles. And they're supposed to be noting different terms that kind of jump out at them, or that they know about, that they don't know about, but they want to know about. And so that's what we're going to do. And we're not going to do 150. I'm going to lower that number down to 100, which is still a hefty number. And what you need to do in order to get that done is you're going to come over here to your team folder or your student folder, go into research, and you'll see there's a Google sheet there called article exploration. And if I bring it up, here we go. And I have two examples here. Here's article A. Let's say this is the first article that I want as an entry in this document. And we could put down some of the known terms. Of course, there might not be many, but some of the known scientific terms that you find in the article, and then some of the unknown terms that you find in the article, right, that just kind of jump out at you. But that And then of those unknown terms, what are some that you might want to continue to study and find out what that word or that concept represents exactly. And so this list here can be huge because basically every other word is going to be a term that you don't understand. So let's just go ahead and limit that to just the ones that kind of jump out at you as sounding fancy. Maybe we can put a cap on it from between like 4 to 6. Is there 6 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4 to 6 unknown terms, and then we could put down 1 or 2 of them that we might want to continue studying. All right, and then we're going to add another entry and another entry, and so there's going to be 100 of these entries, and that's going to be our first exposure into the world of academia as it applies to computer science.